Alright, so right now you guys are probably questioning why we're putting tape around here. So we're putting tape around here for several reasons. First, we do not want to go ahead and destroy the wrap that's on here. Lux Tint is very aggressive when it comes to stickiness. It allows us to tuck in the corners really well. Allows us to pull the Lux film up and tuck in it really well. It does not want to really grab a hold of this painter's tape. You guys will see as I'm laying it down. Get this all set up the way you want it to. Again, if you got two people or you got a helping hand, then by all means I recommend that. And you tend to want to do everything by yourself like this. You just pull it, boom. All this tension right here in 2 days, maybe even less, will have bubbling popping back out because your vinyl wants to come back straight. What I do is I pretty much find my own tack area, which we call a tack line. We're gonna tack it down to the top. Some of you guys are probably asking, why do I tack it down on top? I tack it down on top because the last thing I want to do is pull the top and try to tuck it in when dust and dirt can fall in from the top. The likelihood of it coming from the bottom are real slim. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm now gonna feed it in. So I'm gonna pop it up just a little bit. So now we got some flex in there. As I'm keeping this hovered up, I'm gonna go ahead and feed it in there into the crevice. When you see that tension lines like that, just move your hand to the left and work your way down. Again, boom, and it just kind of go with the flow. All right. Generally, what I do now is I want to kind of lock it in there a little bit. So I'm gonna take my finger with my glove. I'm gonna lock it in there. There is no stress in there at all whatsoever. We're gonna just pull it up just a little bit. Take the squeegee. Bring it in. Again, I see my tension lines. I want to go ahead and stop that from happening. Now, sometimes you will get creases in there. It is fine as long as you catch them before everything else happens. Again, this tint is very forgiving. You can hit it with some heat, it'll react just like vinyl, and it'll go back to its natural state. You can even squeegee some of the marks out. That was actually the hardest part of this whole tail light. Now, everything else is pretty much straightforward. I typically take my finger because I can feel for any type of creases that's gonna try to come out. And I just take it because all the slack is already inside. You have several options. You can actually just glass it and just go around and voila, and just kind of don't press the button. You don't want the trunk flying open on you. And you can leave it like that. I think it looks good like that simply because that button is like a satin black. It'll stick out like a sore thumb against gloss black. Now if you're doing stealth, then yeah, go with stealth and you should have no problem. You can cut it out. But this little protrusion right here will not, I say again, will not lift up any of your vinyl as long as you do it just like I showed you. And then we're sealing it on here. The end, we haven't tucked it yet. We're gonna do that here in a second, just making sure that we have all the air out. Again, you can take your finger and just roll it. Here, I'm just gonna kind of do my little tuck little method now. Since we got the painter's tape, look how easy it lifts up. It allows us to go here and tuck it the proper way that we want to tuck it. I tucked the bottom already. There's no tension whatsoever, so the chances of this coming up are really, really slim. To the top, we're just gonna, because we have painter's tape up here, look how easy, it doesn't even tack up there. Feed a little bit in there. You don't have to feed the entire thing, just feed enough to the point where when we decide to squeegee it down after cutting, it wraps around the light and it has something to pull back on. You do not want to cut it too thin. Again, you do not want to cut it too thin. If you cut it too thin, has the chance in this heat to pull back, and it has nothing to grab onto then. What we're gonna do is now we're gonna kill this memory here completely. Again, your corners, just make sure your corners are laid down really well before you start posting. Again, I run the heat and I run my 2 fingers to set the memory how I want it. I'm pretty much telling the vinyl, hey, stay like this now. Let it cool down, and then we'll be ready for cutting.